Okay, welcome back to another episode of Third and 23. I'm your host, Alex, here to talk Championship Sunday of the NFL playoffs. We finally here, long road, Final Four, right? Final Four teams in the NFL, vying for that Super Bowl trophy. If you take a look at the top right, you'll see my NFL regular season ATS record, where I used to pick and choose which games I would do. Did pretty well. Playoffs, not so well, right? 4-6. Not picking and choosing. I'm doing every game, right? So that's why. But I give you guys disclaimers on whether or not I would actually bet on this game. I'm giving a pick, but whether or not I would actually bet on this game. This past week, last week was Sunday games, which I haven't had a video talking about those. Went 1-1. Just putting it out there, I actually went 2-0. So I took the Bucks and actually bought points up to 9. So I covered on that. I told you guys on video that wasn't a game I would do. I wouldn't do it at the 6 or what it was. And the Bucks in there losing by 8. So we covered on that. And then I told you guys I had Kansas City with 2.5. And said that they might actually win outright, which was a popular pick out there in the ether. That was the upset pick of the weekend going into Saturday and Sunday's games. So, anyways, another 1-1 weekend against the spread puts me at 4-6. But now it's championship week. Now let's talk Chiefs, Ravens, Lions, Niners. The Ravens have been one of the best teams in the league, consistently one of the best teams in the league the entire season. The 49ers have been the best team in NFC. They had a little stretch there where they weren't completely healthy. They didn't look great. But other than that, they've been the best team in the NFC for the entire season. Give it up to the Lions. A few years ago they were 0-16, right? Dan Campbell has made this into a tough, I would say, scrappy team, but also now talented team, and got them all the way back now in the NFC Championship game. So a lot of credit goes to Dan Campbell. And then it's the AFC Championship game. What is that without Patrick Mahomes? He's been in the AFC Championship game literally every single season of his career since he's been a starter. So let's dive right into this. Let's talk Chiefs Ravens first. So if you're looking at this game opened as Baltimore is a 3.5-point favorite. And it's gone. This just moved up to 4.5? Because I checked this yesterday, it was still 3.5. So this just moved up to 4.5. Money pouring in on Baltimore, at least early money, I guess you could say, or maybe late money, depending on what you want to call it when everybody bets, right? But if you're looking at this matchup, let's take a look at the Chiefs offense versus the Ravens defense. I think if you're looking at the passing game, you're going to see the Ravens have an advantage there, considering they were the number 1 pass defense in the league this season. Or not number 1, but number 2 behind Cleveland. Pass defense in the league this season. And they're going against the Kansas City passing offense that, to me, yes, you got Patrick Mahomes. And Patrick Mahomes is great. But you don't have an alpha dog at wide receiver. I said it all season. It's been an issue with the Kansas City offense this year. Travis Kelce hasn't really been Travis Kelce. Rashee Rice has kind of turned it on second half of the season as a rookie. But, I'm still not convinced that Rashee Rice is a true number 1. So for me, I like the Ravens having an advantage with their pass defense against the Chiefs passing offense. Then you look at the running game. Chiefs running offense against the Ravens run defense. I think there's an advantage there on the Ravens side as well. You take a look at the Ravens, and they've been one of the best defenses in the league this season. But one thing people don't realize is you can run the ball against Baltimore. It's just they're always up, similar to the 49ers. They're always up. So you don't really see teams have tons of running success against them. But you can have some rushing success against the Ravens. The thing is, all-pro guard for the Chiefs, Joe Thuney, pronouncing his name wrong maybe. He's been ruled out for this game, so that's going to really hurt the Chiefs' running game. Isaiah Pacheco is going to play. He was questionable all week. He's going to play, but he's not going to be 100%. So now you got a banged up Pacheco missing their all-pro guard. I got to give some advantage there to the Ravens' running defense, rush defense. Now you look at the other side, Ravens offense against the Chiefs defense. You already know Kansas City's pass defense is elite, as just like the Ravens are. They've been elite this year. Snead at corner has been dominating everybody at every wide receiver he's faced. Now he's going to go against Zay Flowers, who's been an outstanding rookie this year. I think Snead's probably going to win most of those matchups this game, but don't be surprised if Zay hits something. Also, you got Odell Beckham. This is AFC Championship game. Odell Beckham is probably going to be good for a big play or two in this game. And I don't know if the Kansas City's other corner is going to be able to cover him consistently the entire game. He's not Odell of old, but he can still make plays. And then the biggest news is Mark Andrews, one of the best tight ends in the league, has been activated for this game, activated off of IR. So he should be back in this game. That gives another weapon to a Ravens passing game that, while they don't throw up a ton of yards because they're mainly a running team, they're a very good, efficient passing game. So while I give some advantage to how great the Chiefs secondary has played this year, you got to assume that the Ravens could hit some plays in the passing game in this one. And then finally, this is the biggest mismatch in this game, and I think this is what's probably going to end up telling the tale in this game, is the Ravens are the #1 ranked running offense in the league, and the Chiefs have been a bad run defense the entire season. You will get off on the ground against Kansas City's run defense, and now they're starting D tackle. One of their starting D tackles, Derek Nandi, has been ruled out for this game. Lamar, Gus, Justice Hill, these guys, expect these guys to make plays on the ground in this game. So I like Baltimore to have a big advantage in the running game against the Chiefs' run defense. So now, how do I think this game is going to end up turning out? Right, you got yourselves your Ravens are a 4.5-point favorite. I'm full disclosure, I actually did this game yesterday, so I did it at the 3.5. But I like Baltimore in this game. I like Baltimore to cover the 3.5. I like Baltimore to cover the 4.5. If you guys remember from my regular season videos, high stakes, low stakes play, to me, this is a high stakes play. I put some money down on this one. I like Baltimore to cover that spread. I think the spread isn't that high because a lot of people are buying into the greatness of Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs are doing it again and all of that. And all of that may well be true. And I'm a big fan of Patrick Mahomes, but this Ravens team is much better than Kansas City, and I just expect them to bully this team. I think the Ravens are pulling away in the fourth quarter, and it's going to be a party in Baltimore in the stands, and probably the whole fourth quarter. So Baltimore, and I'm laying the points in this one, whatever you get it at 3.5, 4, or 4.5. Moving on to the Lions and 49ers. This game opened at 7, has stayed at 7. I haven't seen any movement throughout the week in this game. 49ers, a 7-point favorite. This game's a little different than the other game where this is a pretty decent, evenly matched up across the board in this one. So if we're looking at the Lions offense at first, Lions offense has been really good passing the ball all season with Amon-Ra St. Brown. Jared Goff has had great moments. He had some bad moments with some turnovers, but he's had some great moments as well. Against the 49ers pass defense, that's great, right? It's a great pass defense. Have had a great pass defense all year. It's helped by their excellent pass rush. And it's been buoyed by their excellent pass rush. So this is a pretty even matchup in this game. I like the Lions passing offense. They put up points. They can put the ball up through the air. But I like the 49ers pass defense. They can lock down and cover some wide receivers. So this is going to be an interesting matchup. I think it's kind of an even matchup in this game. Now you're looking at the Lions running offense against the 49ers rush defense. The 49ers, I've said this several times throughout the weeks, the 49ers run defense is not as good as their ranking would indicate. It's just they're always in front, so teams won't really run the ball that much. But you can run the ball with some success against the 49ers front seven. Going against one of the best running attacks in the league, I don't think you're going to stop Montgomery and Gibbs in this game. I don't think there's any way the 49ers are going to just completely shut down the Detroit running offense. So I think you're going to see some points scored by Detroit. I think they're going to have good balance, both passing and running. And that running attack is going to open up some one-on-one matchups for their passing game. And Amon-Ra St. Brown, who I think should have an advantage against Ward at corner, who's probably going to be covering him. Now you look at the 49ers offense against the Lions defense. First, talking about the passing game, right? Brock Purdy, clearly, I don't know what it is. We saw it in the regular season. We saw it last week against the Packers when the 49ers probably should have lost to Green Bay, but Green Bay made some crucial mistakes down the stretch. Brock Purdy is just not the same quarterback without Deebo Samuel. I don't know what it is. I mean, Deebo's great, and maybe he just opens up everything for that offense, but he's not the same player. He's not the same quarterback. He was real shaky last week. Deebo got hurt last week. After Deebo went down, he looked real shaky. Deebo got hurt last week. He doesn't have a fractured shoulder, Was questionable all week. They say he's good to go. So Debo's playing. 100%, man, probably not. I don't know what the actual shoulder injury is. They're saying it's not a fracture, but 100% probably not. With that said, though, with him in the lineup and with how great the 49ers weapons are and how bad the Detroit secondary is, it's a legit bad secondary in Detroit. You got to think there's a significant advantage there with the 49ers. The only reason I didn't put a bigger advantage is because I don't know after Brock Purdy was so shaky last week, I don't know how sharp he's going to be, but I'm going to still give the 49ers a significant advantage in the passing game. So the Niners should definitely be able to move the ball through the air. Now you go on the ground, it's kind of an even matchup to me. You have a really tough Detroit run defense, pretty stout up front. And you got you got Christian McCaffrey, so you got a great 49ers running game. So I think the Niners are going to win some matchups on the ground. I think the Lions will probably win some matchups on the ground. Similar to the Lions, I think you're going to see the 49ers have some balance in this game, though. So now it comes down to who do I think is going to win, and will they cover the spread? Well, for me, I just think that the Lions' offense is too good to be shut down in this game. I think the 49ers' offense is too good to be shut down in this game. I like the Niners' defense a little more than Detroit, so I believe that the Niners are going to win this game. But I'm going to take Detroit with the 7. Now, full disclosure, disclaimer, and all of that. This is not a game. This is regular season. I wouldn't even have this game on here. I would not do this game. Would I buy some points and buy Detroit up? Some points. Maybe like I did last week. Maybe, but like I did last week with the Bucks. Maybe, but I don't know yet if I would do that. I'm not sure how many points I would get or I'd be willing to do in that game. This is a game that if you're going to do it, I would not put a significant amount of money on it. If you're like me, it's hard to imagine Detroit in the Super Bowl. So that's why I'm definitely going 49ers. As far as money line goes, if you want to just money line this game, that would probably be the smarter play. But I'm in this for this purpose of this video, I'm taking Detroit with the +7. So that wraps it up. Ravens laying the points, laying the 4.5. I already laid 3.5 yesterday, but I might lay 4.5. I might do something today and lay the 4.5 as well. I think Ravens are going to cruise in that one. And I'm taking Detroit +7, but this is a game that I'm not really messing with as far as putting down some serious money on. So anyways, if you like the content, please like, follow, subscribe, comment on the videos if you like, and let's go out there and get this money. Take care.